The latest stop this time on the endless tour that gun violence continues to make in America is a church in Sutherland Springs, Texas. The way it was once an historic church in South Carolina when the shooting started there. 9 dead that day in Charleston, including the pastor, because a gun was in the wrong hands. But nothing changed with guns after that, the way nothing changed with guns after Sandy Hook, the way nothing changed after the worst mass shooting in this country, so far, in Las Vegas less than 5 weeks ago. You want to know what kind of country this really is, one with a target permanently on its back. The only thing as predictable as the sound of gunfire in the United States is the silence of the lambs in Congress, apparently under the cowardly and cockeyed impression that the laws we have on the books are working, despite all possible evidence to the contrary, and despite the fact that there will never be another advanced country in this world that routinely has the number of mass shootings that we do. What we hear for now is politicians offering prayers for the latest set of victims. They are always champions of hiding behind God and guns every single time what happened in Sutherland Springs happens again. Nick Wagner rap on Sunday. Here is what Cruz tweeted after a shooting in a church in his state: keeping all the harmed in Sutherland Springs in our prayers. I'm grateful for our brave first responders on the scene. Somebody should point out to a career slow thinker like Cruz, especially on guns, that the headline to this story isn't first responders, as brave as they always are. This is a gun story. Pull Getty Images. It is a story about a mass murder, before we have really gotten out of the shadow of Stephen Paddock murdering 58 people in cold blood from a hotel window in Las Vegas and wounding 500 more. Ted Cruz, who, when he still thought he was going to be president, and after Dylan Storm Roof shot up to the Emmanuel Am Church in Charleston, campaigned at a gun range in Iowa. All those like Cruz, who don't just hide behind God and guns but the Second Amendment as well, are the biggest phonies we have ever had in American politics. Their solution, always to insane gun violence, violence that now takes out more than 24 of Cruz's own constituents, is to do absolutely nothing. It is a shameful form of appeasement. We will also hear from the gun lovers in Congress and everywhere else that this isn't a gun issue, that it is a mental health issue. After Las Vegas, we heard, once again, that the current gun laws couldn't have saved any of the victims there. And you want to shout at them, over the roar of guns, that this only means that far too many gun laws in this country, as written, aren't working. It means that the real mental health issue, another dangerous one, involves the people who think that they are. So in the past week in Shooting Range America, we had gunfire at a Starbucks in Chicago and at a Walmart in Thornton, Colorado, about which I wrote in Sunday's Daily News, before the latest shooter started shooting at the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, about 30 miles from San Antonio. So that is the most recent geography of guns. Over less than 7 days in America, a Starbucks, a Walmart, a church. And we were reminded, all over again, that it is ridiculous to speak any further of soft targets in this country, because the whole country is a soft target. Nick Wagner rapped at another church this time. An elementary school in Connecticut once. A college like Virginia Tech once. A movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, once. Soft targets all, and easy ones in Shooting Range America. You have more difficulty filling prescriptions at a pharmacy than you do buying the nearly 40 guns that Stephen Paddock had in his possession when he checked into the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay on Las Vegas Boulevard. And here is what the president tweeted Sunday after he got word of the gun tragedy that leads off a new week. May God be with the people of Sutherland Springs, Texas. The FBI law enforcement are on the scene. I am monitoring the situation. For all that he has said and done to end gun violence since becoming president, he might as well be monitoring the situation from the moon. Nick Wagner rapped. There was all of the predictable and pious rhetoric on Sunday, as soon as the country and the world began to find out what had happened at a church in Texas on the first Sunday of November. Immediately we heard about God and prayers for the victims. You can expect more of the same the next time, when gun violence makes its next stop, at the next school or church. Probably by the end of this week, the way things are going. Maybe the best thing is to just start praying now.